Welcome back everyone. In this particular video I'm going to go through 5 tips for formatting your code. Number 1, really simple, comment your code. The number of people who don't comment their code, and it makes it so difficult to maintain somebody's code if they haven't commented it. Not only that, but if you're coming back to your code after several months and you can't remember why you wrote the code in that way, you will get stuck and spend unnecessary time trying to decode it yourself. So just simple comments in your code can make the world of difference. Here I've just put a couple of lines of comments in there, and I know exactly what this piece of code is doing. I don't even have to think about trying to decipher it. That's number 1. My second tip is use CTEs wherever possible to hide the business logic above your main code. So useful. In this example, I've taken the business logic for the largest check and the smallest check. If I need to go into that, I can do that if I want to. Otherwise, I can just see, just from the way I've named this and the simplicity of this SQL, that I'm looking for the smallest check value and the largest check value. And if you need to change the logic, all you need to do is go into those individual CTEs and change the logic within them. You don't have to mess around with the main SQL statement. That's number 2. On to number 3 now. You can actually see number 3 in the code on the screen, and that is indentation. Indentation makes your code visibly easier to understand. You can see from that statement there the 2 CTs very clearly and where the main SQL is. Imagine you have 10 different CTEs defined, all with their encapsulated business logic. You can go down easily and find the one that you're looking for if your code is nicely indented. Now, your company may have very specific rules about how to do indentation. Follow them. They'll be there for a reason. That is to make your code aesthetically easy to understand and thus make your life easier when it comes to maintenance. My next tip is related to default values in the where clause. And this is a really useful one. If you've got multiple conditions in your where clause, then it makes it really easy to adjust those if you have a default value at the start. Let me explain how. If I were to remove the first condition I had, i.e. where the city is in Hatfield and Walsall, and I ran that code, I would get an error. Why? Because I've gone straight from a where to an and. Now imagine I did this instead. Put in a default value of where 1 equals 1. That allows me to remove or add any number of conditions just by putting an and. And that means I can remove any of my conditions easily and not affect the running of my code. Really useful. Always put where 1 equals 1 and then put all of your conditions starting with an and. My last tip is to do with leading commas. Now this is a take it or leave it one, but this is a good one that someone suggested to me once, which is to lead with a comma. And the reason for that is if you want to make changes to your list of fields, it's much easier to just remove a line when there's a comma at the lead of the field name. So if I remove that, for example, and I run that, it runs fine. However, if I had my commas at the end of the field name and I remove these 2 lines and then run my statement, I would get a problem here because there's a comma hanging at the end. So it just makes it easier if you're going to be removing column names from your list. In your select statement, you won't leave a comma hanging at the end. Just a selection of formatting tips for you to make your life a little bit easier when you're coding. If you have any other useful tips that you want to share, please put them in the comments after the video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking the video. And most importantly, spread the knowledge. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.